There are some who stay silent and bear. Then there are those who speak up and fight. Good day, everyone. This is Mona Shri and Glennis from Digital Marketing Club are here to talk about women who not only fought all the odds and emerged as winners, but are also making the world a best place in their own way. All of us face challenges, but how many of us don't give up and use those challenges to our advantages? Those who really do become an inspiration for all of us. Fortunately, the world has a lot of examples of such inspiring souls. Last year, Delhi saw 18 incidents of acid attack. However, this number doesn't paint the correct picture as these evidences are just the ones wherein the victim register report against criminals. Laxmi Agarwal. Laxmi Agarwal is one such victim of an acid attack which happened in 2005 in Delhi. She was born in Delhi in a poor family. When Lakshmi was 15 years old and a 7th grade student, she was approached by a man named Nahim Khan, who was 32 years old. She rejected his proposal, and that was the reason behind the acid attack. She was attacked with an acid by Nahim's older brother and his girlfriend, who threw acid directly at her face from bike's backseat. She was in terrible pain and she felt the peeling of her skin. And she tried to walk up and ask for help, but met with multiple accidents at that time. Her skin was melting with the acid. Someone else splashed water on her face, hoping to reduce the burn. This caused the acid to move down and burnt her neck too. She was admitted in hospital. She underwent multiple operations. Her skin was melting with the acid. Someone else splashed water on her face, hoping to reduce the burn. This caused the acid to move down and burnt her neck too. She was admitted in hospital. She underwent multiple operations, including an eye surgery. 4 days after the attack, Nahum Khan was arrested but was bailed out a month later. He married off immediately. However, after widespread protest and media attention, he was sentenced to prison for life. She filed a PIL for a total ban on the sale of acid. After her recovery, she did not put herself in isolation and instead, she started campaigning for Stop Acid Attacks. Not being the one to give up, she sought the support of many acid victims and filed a petition to curb acid sales in the Supreme Court of India. For her commendable work in helping acid attack victims, in 2014, Lakshmi received International Women of Courage Award from US First Lady Michael Obama. Today, Chan Foundation, an NGO run by Lakshmi, is the hope and voice of acid attack victims all over the world. In 2019, she was honored with the International Women Empowerment Award from the Ministry of Women and Child Development. The movie Chhapaak is based on her life and star Deepika Padukone in her role. It is an inspired story of real life acid attack survivor Laxmi Agarwal. Strong women don't play the victims, don't make themselves look pitiful, and don't point fingers. They stand and they deal. Be the heroine of your life and not the victim. Thank you.
Everyone has a story, but stories that touch our hearts and inspire our spirits are more powerful and must be told. Myself, Glennis Magdalene, to tell about an extremely interesting case that left me in shock of the amazing capabilities of a young girl who was just 15 years old. This case is a bit horrific, but stick with me, there is a happy ending. In 1978, Mary Vincent, who was 15 years old, had reason to look to the future with optimism and hope. She is a competitor dancer and dreamt of traveling the world as a performer. And like many teenagers, she was dealing with the fallout from her parents' divorce and so deciding to spend the night at her grandfather's house. Mary sought a ride from a friendly stranger. Hitchhiking was a common practice on those days when many people didn't own cars. Lawrence Singleton, a 50-year-old man, pulled to the side of the road and offered a ride to Mary. The man immediately made her comfortable and reminded her of her grandfather and seemed very nice to her. Due to this level of comfort and exhaustion, Mary soon fell asleep. Upon waking up, Mary noticed that they were going the wrong direction. She promptly corrected Singleton, but he made excuses and continued on their way together. After a few more miles, Singleton pulled the van to the side of the road and saying he needed to go to the bathroom. Vincent got out too to get some fresh air. While she was bent tying a shoe, Singleton hit her over the head with a hammer and he tied her hands, shoved her in the back of the van. Singleton raped her repeatedly over the course of the night. The next morning, he cut off both of her hands with the hatchet, apparently in an attempt to make it more difficult to identify her body, and believing she was dead, Singleton threw her body into a 30-foot culvert pipe. As traumatized and broken as she was, Mary Vincent was not ready to die at all. She packed the stumps of her severed arms with earth to try to stop the bleeding and then climbed up the 30-foot incline and back to the road to find some help. She kept her arms raised in the air to prevent further blood loss. She walked 3 miles from the culvert pipe where Singleton had dumped her. The vehicle carrying a young couple immediately pulled over and rushed Mary to the hospital. After being driven to the hospital, Mary miraculously survived. Mary's description of Singleton was so clear and detailed that the police sketch went live. Singleton's neighbor immediately recognized him and reported him to the police. Tragically, the laws at the time were so lenient that the maximum penalty Singleton could receive was just 14 years in prison. How incredible it was. But today, Mary Vincent is an accomplished artist with 2 adult sons. As an artist, she focuses on powerfully upbeat women. First, she was a victim, then a survivor, and now she is an artist. With this, we would like to conclude that these women are the one who can build a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at them. And these women of steel have inspired us both to be brave and never let anyone or anything from us, like anything to stop us from being the best version of ourselves. We salute their undying spirit. Thank you.